Welcome to the Ask AI channel. Please click the subscribe button so you get all the new episodes. Evolutionary theory in social context. Introduction to social Darwinism. Social Darwinism is a social theory that emerged in the late 19th century, applying the principles of Darwinian evolution to social, political, and economic issues. It is based on the concept of survival of the fittest as observed by Charles Darwin in Nature. The central idea of social Darwinism is that human groups and races are subject to the same laws of natural selection as seen in plants and animals. According to this theory, the weak are diminished and their cultures delimited, while the strong grow in power and cultural influence. Social Darwinists believe that the strong should see their wealth and power increase, while the weak should see their wealth and power decrease. The definitions of weak and strong can vary among social Darwinists, and they also differ on the precise mechanisms that reward strength and punish weakness. Many view stress competition between individuals in laissez-faire capitalism, while others, emphasizing struggle between national or racial groups, support eugenics and/or fascism. Some interpretations of social Darwinism have been used to justify ideologies such as eugenics, nationalism, fascism, or socialism. It's important to note that some groups, including creationists such as William Jennings Bryan, argued that social Darwinism is a logical consequence of Darwinism. However, academics such as Steven Pinker have argued that this is a fallacy of appeal to nature. Social Darwinism in economics. In the economic realm, social Darwinism found expression in the advocacy of laissez-faire capitalism. The ideology argued that unregulated markets, devoid of government interference, would naturally result in the survival of economically superior individuals and businesses. This perspective influenced policies promoting minimal government intervention and free market competition, particularly during the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Social Darwinism in economics is closely associated with laissez-faire capitalism. The theory suggests that competition amongst people and factions is crucial for societal growth. According to social Darwinism, government policies would actually be seen as detrimental to social advancement as they would support the weak, rather than promoting the strong, and this would weaken society over time. The phrase "the survival of the fittest," which soon became a slogan for unrestrained and ruthless economic competition. This perspective was used to justify the increasingly obvious gap between rich and poor during the late 19th century economic and political expansion. Anything that interfered with the self-improvement of superior individuals or markets was to be resisted. What came to be called social Darwinism was used to argue for unrestrained economic competition and against aid to the unfit poor. However, it's important to note that social Darwinism declined in popularity following the First World War, and its purportedly scientific claims were largely discredited by the end of the Second World War. This was partially due to its association with Nazism and a growing scientific consensus that eugenics and scientific racism were groundless. Laissez-faire capitalism examination of how social Darwinism influenced economic policies. Laissez-faire capitalism, also known as free market capitalism, is an economic system that advocates for minimal government interference in the economic affairs of individuals and society to the power of one. The term laissez-faire translates to "leave us alone," suggesting that the government should remain out of the economy and instead allow individuals to freely carry out their own economic affairs. The doctrine of laissez-faire was popularized in the mid-1700s and is one of the first articulated economic theories. It originated with a group known as the physiocrats, who flourished in France from about 1756 to 1778. These thinkers tried to apply scientific principles and methodology to the study of wealth and economic production. Historically, laissez-faire capitalism was most common during the 18th and 19th centuries, particularly during the timeframe of the Industrial Revolution. Prior to this period, mercantilism had been the dominant economic system, characterized by heavy government control and regulation. However, prominent thinkers, including Adam Smith, began to argue against mercantilism in favor of an economic system with more freedom for individuals. Laissez-faire capitalism is fundamentally based on several key principles. 1. Private ownership. This principle asserts that individuals should have the ability to own property, which could include land, businesses, products, ideas, etc. 2. Competition. Laissez-faire capitalism introduced the idea that individuals and businesses should compete against each other, and their success should be determined by the market forces of supply and demand. 3. Free trade. The system encourages open markets and minimal restrictions on imports and exports. 4. Self-reliance and self-interest. Individuals are encouraged to be self-reliant and to act in their own best interest. 5. Supply and demand. The forces of supply and demand determine the prices of goods and services, rather than government controls or monopolies. The laissez-faire approach has been credited with fostering innovation and economic growth during the Industrial Revolution. However, it has also been criticized for contributing to wealth disparities and social inequalities. Critics argue that without some form of regulation, businesses can exploit workers and consumers, and wealth can become concentrated in the hands of a few. In conclusion, laissez-faire capitalism has played a significant role in shaping economic policies and systems around the world. Its influence can still be seen today, particularly in countries with market-based economies. Competition. Emphasis on the idea that competition is essential for progress. The idea that competition is essential for progress is a key tenet of many economic and social theories, including social Darwinism. This perspective is based on the belief that competition drives innovation, efficiency, and improvement. In the context of economics, competition encourages businesses to improve their products or services, leading to better quality and lower prices for consumers. It can stimulate research and development, leading to technological advancements and economic growth. In the social realm, competition can drive individuals to improve their skills, knowledge, and abilities, leading to personal growth and societal advancement. It can also foster diversity and resilience within communities. However, it's important to note that while competition can drive progress, it can also lead to negative outcomes if not properly managed. These can include inequality, exploitation, and social division. Therefore, a balanced approach that encourages healthy competition while mitigating its potential downsides is often seen as the most beneficial for societal progress. That was part 2. Please hit that subscribe button and finish the series on social Darwinism, then explore the other fascinating questions for AI. Thank you. See you next time.